So we're just sitting here waiting for all of you to arrive. We're so glad to be together this morning.
Beautiful, crisp Sunday.
It's a beautiful, crisp, cool Sunday. I think we had some frost last night.
Absolutely.
So just take a moment so that you can fully arrive, fully arrive. Taking a nice, slow, deep breath.
Well, I start a watch party on my phone, even though I'm going to keep this silent.
Yes, start a watch party, people.
Share it up.
And take another breath. And now take a breath where you're smiling. There's that saying that when we smile, we use so much more muscles in our face. It's like a facial. It can be like a facial.
The best kind.
Yes, so relax and just fully arrive. Imagine that you're arriving in our sanctuary and you're happy to be there, happy to see each other. It's just a different realm. The virtual realm is different, but maybe it's always virtual. A little sigh. A little sigh. Good morning. Good morning, Facebook land and YouTube land. Good afternoon if you're watching in a different time zone. Good evening. And if you're watching the rebroadcast, same. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. We're so glad that you're here with us today. We are broadcasting from Center for Spiritual Living Morristown, and the theme for the year is still 2020 Vision, and the theme for November is still being a conduit, actually living as a compassionate conduit. The topic today is worthy to receive, and I'm blessed to be here with Michael Mallack. Michael is one of our active students, a member of our leadership council. He's a volunteer in many areas, education, IT, bookstore. Slow down, Michael.
Wearing as many hats.
And he has a wonderful podcast called Q to Coach. So check that out on Spotify.
All about holistic health.
Yeah, it's great. So today the topic is worthy to receive, and we've really been steeped in this idea of Thanksgiving and giving thanks. And last week at our Thanksgiving extravaganza here, we talked about giving thanks as a spiritual practice. And today we move to the flip side of that, which is just as important, which is about receiving. And so today you're invited to receive more deeply and to pivot from giving thanks to receiving, from being grateful to being receptive. And that's what Michael and I are going to talk about and do some experiences around. So my name is Frankie Timmers, and I'm the spiritual director here at Center for Spiritual Living Morristown. You can check us out on our website, www.cslmorristown.org. There's also a place where you can give if you feel so moved to support our broadcast, and if you feel nourished and you want to give back. I want you to know, and I'll share this again later, that Facebook is starting something on Tuesday called Tuesday Giving. And when we give to this center on Facebook, Facebook will match it up to $7 million. And it's first come, first serve. So Tuesday morning, 8 a.m., go and do your giving, and Facebook will match it. So that's a wonderful thing. And our website is where you can find lots of other great things. So please feel free to check it out. If you are on Facebook, please use the bubbles, make comments, ask questions. Let us know who you are, where you're from, what you're doing. Let us know that you are sharing it with a watch party, or that you're sharing about our community and our weekly topics and our events, because we would love for you to do that. So Let us begin now with an opening treatment, which is our word for affirmative prayer. So I invite you to close your eyes and hear these as your own words, as if your higher self is whispering them into your heart. So right here, right now, I open to receive. My opening to receive falls on the fertile ground of my consciousness, which has prepared all along to be more awake, to be more aware, to be more conscious, and to be more receptive to the good that the universe is ever bestowing upon me. Today, I let go of any resistance, whether I am conscious of it or not. This allows me to be a more compassionate conduit of the One. It allows me to be the unique individuality that the universe created me to be in service to the greater good. It allows me to feel so deeply blessed because I am aware of the oneness of all life, and I remember that love is all there is and dissolves anything in its way. I feel worthy and I feel connected, not just to my divinity, my true self, but to spiritual community and everyone in it, those I know and those I do not know or do not know yet. That blesses me today with a stream of flow and energy that aligns me with the very truth of my being and allows me to feel whole, perfect, and complete. I am grateful for this and so much more. I am grateful for this day. I'm grateful for being here with everyone, and especially with Michael. And I'm grateful for the perfect workings of technology. And so it is.
So it is.
So, worthy to receive. I'm pretty sure if you have celebrated Thanksgiving like we have, and Michael and I celebrated it very differently. Michael had his family and I had my Norman, peaceful, quiet, and simple. But there was a lot of consciousness around the practice of gratitude, right? It usually is at Thanksgiving. So we might have given thanks for family and friends, for our health, for our abundance, for our food on the table, for our roof over our heads, for whatever else. And the focus has been very much on Thanksgiving. And so what about receiving then? Because my teacher always used to say that giving, receiving should be one word in the dictionary, because it's not just about giving and giving thanks. It's also about receiving, where we often get a little caught up in our own limiting beliefs. And so life is always showing us, right, how receptive we are. Life shows us how well we receive, whether it's a compliment or a gift or a blessing or a beautiful sunrise or sunset. I know from myself that receiving was very difficult when I came into this teaching. I didn't feel worthy. I didn't feel loved, not by people, places, things, or even spirit. And so that set up a tone in my life to not receive. Because if I'm having a hard time receiving, then how can the universe gives me the greater good? It's my block. How about you, Michael? How has your experience been around receiving?
Yeah, I mean, I can definitely relate for sure. I came into this teaching when I was about 20 years old, and before that, everything that I felt that I was receiving, I always felt like the only way that I could receive it gracefully was if I had something to give in return, like there was a condition attached to it, and there was a lot of that as a child, where I was given a gift and then it was told to me, well, you can have this, but if you do this, then it's going to get taken away. And so I always had that as a twofold mentality. I can receive, but what can be taken away if I don't, be a good boy, or I don't behave and do the things that I need to do. I was always tied up that there had to be something that I had to give back, or I couldn't just gracefully receive and say thank you and give somebody a hug. Just that simple little gift back It didn't have to be such some extravagant thing, but it took me a while to really realize that I could just gracefully receive, and just being a graceful receiver is actually sometimes the biggest gift you can give to somebody who's giving you something.
Yes, I mean, I think so many of us may have been given a gift or a compliment, like, maybe a compliment. Oh, what a great shirt. Oh, that old thing, right? And so, how about we can learn to just be in gratitude, not as a way of giving thanks to others, but really feeling grateful in our heart and simply saying, thank you. Thank you. I love the work of Brene Brown. I'm a big fan of hers.
She's awesome.
She's awesome. And she's done a lot of research. And so some of the research that she has done is about full living, wholehearted living. And one of the things that she discovered in her research is that only 15 to 20% of all human beings live wholeheartedly, live full, wholehearted lives. That was sad when I first learned that, and it's shifted my intention. But what she talks about is that fully giving and fully receiving. So, fully giving our love and fully receiving the love that is given. To really believe that we are worthy, that we are lovable, that we belong to someone or someone's or a community. And without denying any of it, without denying the shame that we might feel, or without denying that it's a vulnerable experience, to really feel a sense of self-love and a sense of belonging and a sense of worthiness to receive the good. So the quote that we send out with our email blast this week, set by Debbie Blue, says, "It is this openness to vulnerability that allows us to receive God." It's this openness to vulnerability that allows us to receive God, God, Spirit, the universe, infinite love. And so we can all more deeply receive, right? I think we can all more deeply receive all that the universe bestows upon its creation. And what would that feel like? I mean, what would it feel like to really, and close your eyes for a moment if you wish, if you're not driving, close your eyes and just, if you really received the universe's infinite, unconditional love that is continuously being bestowed upon you, really received it, really welcomed it, really accepted it, really felt worthy of it, what would that feel like? What does that feel like? Yes, take a breath and really receive it, because it's there already. And Michael, maybe you have an example that you'd love to receive or would love for people to receive.
Yeah, I just would love people to just to understand that everything that we get that comes our way can happen for us and not to us. And so when you receive the gift of feeling uncomfortable, when you get something and you feel like, oh, I'm not worthy, there's a gift in there to say, why am I not worthy? What is it that makes me feel like I'm not worthy? And it gives you the opportunity to go inside and to reflect deeply as to what it is that you don't feel good enough, because all of us have that opportunity to receive as much good as the next person. It's just a matter of being able to be open to it. I remember early on Reverend Frankie just teaching me here, about that the bigger that your container is, for receiving, the more you can receive. So if you open your heart, kind of like what happened to the Grinch, right? We're approaching Christmas, so it's a perfect time to think about that, how he was, had this tiny little heart, and then he just saw that like everybody was just being joyous without all these gifts, and they were just receiving the gift of, what, we're here, we're in joy, we're in laughter, we're in music, and just experiencing it and feeling lighthearted. You just open that container up and you can receive so much more just by accepting the gifts that are in even the negative experiences.
Yeah, so a willingness to receive that nothing happens against you. Everything is for you. Yeah, I have noticed, I was even telling a friend recently, I think I've lost my joy. And she's like, no, you could never lose your joy. That's who you are. But I realized that joy has not been part of my experience during this COVID time, I would say. So I would say, let's try that one. Just take a moment and close your eyes and join me in really receiving joy. Really letting yourself receive universal joy back into your heart, your body, or maybe just more of it, more joy. I can't imagine anyone not wanting more joy. And breathe it in, take it in. Do you have another one, Michael?
Yeah, it just made me think about it when you talked about COVID, and how it can hinder that joy. I'm divorced, and I see my kids. I used to see them, pretty much every other weekend and on Wednesdays. And now with COVID, they're doing this online learning instead of being in school. So they come to my house every Tuesday night and stay there till Thursday, and I get to take part in my children's education. I get to see what they're being taught every day in school, and I get to listen to their teachers, in the background, and see what's going on, and see where they're struggling. And I can actually watch my children interacting with other kids and with the teacher, online. And yeah, it's virtual. And I can look at it and say, oh, this is so sad, they have to be home. Or oh, this is so stressful, I have to parent my children at home while they're in school. That used to be free time, for a lot of parents. And it's just the gratitude of having the ability to be connected in some conscious parenting time, and to be able to spend more quality time with my kids in things that matter, not just having fun. I can tell that I can experience joy with them, and teach them to be grateful. Like, they can be sitting here in their comfy clothes on a couch with a laptop, instead of sitting in a hard, cold chair and, being subject to, going in and out of the cold. They could just sit in a nice, warm environment and learn right from the comfort of their homes. And they have all this technology to help support them, in their off hours. And like, there's all kinds of joy to be found there. Like, I'm just so grateful I have the time with them now that I wouldn't have before.
The gratitude of quality time. It's beautiful. So it's a beautiful exchange, right? The giving and the receiving. I love to think about the trees, and sometimes I just go up to a tree and hug it for that reason, and put my hands on it, because there's this beautiful, perfect exchange that as the tree gives oxygen, I receive it. And as I receive the oxygen, I give the carbon dioxide back to the tree. It's that exchange that is really taking place all the time, but we're asked to more deeply feel it, to be more deeply conscious of it.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing because I'm just picturing a little image, a little emoji image of you hugging a tree, and
Oh,
little hearts
yes.
coming from the tree.
I want one. I want one like that. We'll have to look for one. I love it. So I did some looking at the etymology of the word receive, because I love etymology. And in Latin, it is recapere, which means re means back, and capere is to take. So it's to take back. To receive is to take back what is inherently ours. In Old French, it means it's recevoir, and it means to take hold of, to accept, to seize, to pick up, to welcome. So how can we welcome the good that is already being given? Well, we have to pivot. So it's kind of an interesting time to pivot because Thanksgiving is all about giving thanks, but the rest of the holidays, the solstice and Hanukkah and Christmas and Saturnalia, all those holidays really are about receiving and receiving the light. Receiving the light from the universe, shining it upon creation, and receiving then what comes back to us. So to pivot, think about pivoting this holiday season around turning toward the good and receiving it and opening to it and feeling worthy of it and accepting it in a deeper, richer way. And it's by asking the question from Prosperity Plus, what would I love? What would you love? And then to release what's in the way, because if anyone is complaining about anything in the world, it's not because that's the truth happening. That's an invitation to pivot and open up to the other side. Open up to what's available. So if I feel a lot of fear or anxiety, it's just the universe saying, pivot, honey, just pivot and welcome and receive what's on the other side. You have been resisting, so welcome and receive what's on the other side. Or if we're experiencing a lot of loss, which I think a lot of people are, including myself, can I let myself grieve and then know that as I pivot, doesn't mean deny the grief or judge it or make it bad. It's just simply in the pivoting, what's on the other side of grief is love. The reason that we grieve is because we've loved in the first place. So it's then to opening to that love. I don't know if you've ever seen these wonderful cards that Louise Hay has, but she has a lot of different ones. This was a wonderful gift. And it's every week I pick a new one because there's 52 of them. It says, I'm open and receptive to love. And on the back it says, life is always trying to love you. Life is always trying to love you, but you need to be open to see it. Complete this sentence. I'm going to have Michael complete this sentence first. I could make it easier for life to love me by... I'll repeat it. I could make it easier for life to love me by...
Ooh, I'm stumped.
No,
Because I know
it's
life,
coming.
I know life loves me.
It's coming.
By knowing that I'm just as connected to all of the beautiful things in life that everyone else is.
See? If nothing comes right away, it just means that you're already going deeper for the answer. So I could make it easier for life to love me by trusting the universe, by really trusting that the universe provides me with whatever I need to take my next step, to make the next decision, to open to the greater good. Do you have another one maybe? I could make it easier for life to love me by...
graciously receiving everything as a gift.
Graciously receiving everything as a gift. Well, I'm so excited about this because I think it's easier for us to give, and it's easier for us to give thanks than it is to receive, or than it is to really receive everything the universe is offering us. So the invitation is to really begin today to receive more deeply, because some of you are already really good at it, but to receive more deeply, to really stand still and feel the sun on your face, or the beauty in nature, or the love of the loved one or a pet, or the grace of having a roof over your head. All those things, to really receive them. So I would love for Michael to do a closing treatment, and then I have a couple of things that I want to share with you that are happening in our spiritual community, and it's virtual, so everybody is invited. So Michael, would you bless us with a closing treatment?
Sure, by the way. By the way, I just want to say, even though we don't have music here today, there's still can be music in your heart. So just let it flow and play whatever you need to play after you get off of here, and just invite that gratitude into your heart. So,
Yes.
all right. So right here and right now, I know that there is one beautiful essence that connects each and everything. Everything receives from this divine essence. And there is no difference between you and I. We are all here to receive the love and the gratitude and the openness and the connection that is there for all of us to feel that sunlight beaming through us, to feel the gift of gratitude in everything that comes our way. And today I know, and you can invite yourself to say this for yourself as well if you'd like. I know that I am worthy of receiving, that I have gratitude in my heart as I receive. And each and everything that comes my way, whether it be a positive emotion or a negative emotion, it is all there to guide me into my next greatest, grandest version of myself. Because underneath my ego and any of the problems that I might see in the world today is this grand design, this beautiful essence that is just waiting to unfold. And as I receive that and say, yes, yes, I love it, and thank you, I am able to project that light out into the world and give more freely with a more open heart and a more peaceful soul. And so as I know this and I hold this in my heart, I take it with me throughout my day, and I allow this to manifest right here and right now through the ever-abiding law that exists for all of creation. And so it is.
And so it is. Thank you, Michael, for joining me today.
Thank you all as
so
well.
fun, and thank you everybody for being here. I want you to know, especially those of you that are on Facebook right now, that I want you to set your alarms, your smartphones, to Tuesday morning, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, because we have a participation on Facebook it's called Giving Tuesday. Giving Tuesday is a global day of giving, and that when we give on Facebook, Facebook will match your gift. So in essence, it doubles our gifts. And it's first come, first serve, so that could happen very quickly. So do it early and have fun with it, and know that it's a blessing to us. We want you to check your emails if you're on our email lists. If you're not getting our emails, let us know and we'll happily put you on our email blast list, because we send out all kinds of wonderful things and things that are happening at the center. We're doing some visioning on Tuesday with our community for our next chapter. Then on 2 weeks from today, I am doing a workshop called Holiday Blues and Reds and Greens. It's for those of you that have a challenge during the holiday. It's a way to pivot. And then on the 20th of December, during this hour, we're doing our winter solstice celebration with all kinds of guests, and it's going to be fun. And the Bible wisdom class has been moved to January instead of December. So that's going to start on, oh, that's so interesting. The date fell off. Oh, no, it didn't. It's January 13th, and it's a 10-week class. So instead of December 2nd, it's the 13th. So join us. And again, we're so grateful you're here with us. You can find us besides on Facebook, on Instagram, Twitter, Meetup, YouTube. Yes. We love for you to make comments there and use the thumb up or thumb down. They need more bubbles in YouTube.
Right.
So check us out and let us know if you want to know more about us. We're here to support you. We have practitioners that are here to support you and know the truth for you. So reach out to them. They're also on the website. And we are grateful that we are together via this modality, and we send you infinite blessings for the week. So receive them.
Yes.
Receive them. Have a beautiful day.
Bye, everybody.